Nelson Mandela was the first president of South Africa. He was in office from May 10, 1994 to June 14, 1999. He was born on July 18, 1918 and died December 5, 2013 at the age of 95 years old. He was an activist, politician, philanthropist, freedom fighter, and a lawyer. He was known for his anti-apartheid movement, which ended racial segregation. This was heard all across the United States. He received many awards such as the Sakharov Prize, the Bharat Ratna, the Order of Lenin, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the Nobel Peace Prize, and over 250 more. Nelson Mandela served over 27 years in prison after being convicted of conspiracy to overthrow the state. Nelson Mandela was a controversial figure across the United States for most of his life. Nelson Mandela changed the way Americans and many others viewed racial segregation. September 11, 2001, 19 militants from an Islamic group, Al-Qaeda, hijacked 4 planes and went on suicide attacks in the United States. 2 planes hit the World Trade Center in New York, 1 hit the Pentagon, and the 4th crashed into a Philadelphia field. This led to many deaths and a lot of damage. Over 3,000 people were killed, and all the people on the planes died, including the hijackers. There were over 6,000 people injured, and people today still suffer from the loss of family members and friends. Osama bin Laden denied any involvement in 2001, but then later claimed responsibility for the acts of 9/11. 9/11 was one of the most deadly terrorist attacks in America, and many people today are still suffering from the losses. Obamacare is also known as the Affordable Care Act. Its goal is to give Americans access to affordable health insurance. It also wants to expand quality and affordability, but it does not replace private insurance, Medicare, or Medicaid. It does not regulate health care, but it does regulate health insurance. It prevents gender discrimination and prevents rate hikes. Some benefits are emergency care, hospitalization, prescriptions, and maternity and newborn care. Over 100 million Americans have already benefited from Obamacare. Obamacare is trying to revolutionize and change the way people view health insurance for the rest of their lives. Michael Jackson was born August 29, 1958. He died June 25, 2009, at the age of 50 years old. The cause of death was cardiac arrest. Michael Jackson was a singer-songwriter, record and film producer, a musician, actor, musical director, dancer, businessman, philanthropist, director, and screenwriter. Michael Jackson's net worth is over $236 million. He changed the way that people listen and thought of music across the country. He was interested in music like R&B, pop, soul, rock, funk, and disco. He was also a part of the Jackson 5. In his younger years, he played guitar with a local band to support his family. He was known for his dancing that he brought along to the stage, along with his singing. Ever since America was introduced to Michael Jackson, they have viewed music and dancing very differently. George W. Bush was born July 6, 1946, and is currently 67 years old. He is a Republican politician married to Laura Welch and has two daughters, Barbara and Jenna. Along with being a politician, George Bush is a businessman and was in the military. He was in office from January 20th, 2001 to January 20th, 2009, and was the 43rd President of the United States. He was also the 46th Governor of Texas from 1995 to the year 2000. George W. Bush graduated from Yale and Harvard, worked in oil business, and co-owned the Texas Rangers baseball team. The terrorist attack of 9/11 occurred during the first 8 months of Bush's presidency, and then later he declared war on Afghanistan. Bush successfully ran for re-election in 2004. He received criticism for his handling of the wars and Hurricane Katrina. His presidency has been ranked among the worst in recent surveys of presidential surveyors. George W. Bush is now viewed more favorably by the public after leaving office. George W. Bush had a huge impact on where America stands today.